folks, JD here, and today I'm going to attempt to show you how to create a 3D object using a 3D printer pen. Now you can create a 3D object in 2D space. It's very simple, but you have to be very slow. Or there's a way that I use, which is basically a way to cheat. And first of all, you start off by snipping and making sure all of the PLA that is going into the back of the pen is at a complete flat angle. There's no dregs, there's no strings, so it's completely flat. Before you put it in, you have to turn on the printer pen and you have to get it up to temperature. It takes a couple of minutes based on your pen. It can take a little while, so just be sure you give yourself enough time. When the light goes green, then at that stage you are able to feed in the filament in the PLA directly in the back, and again that takes a little bit of time. Once you can feel the pen, once you can feel the motor bringing in the PLA, don't push it. Just leave it go in. Don't keep your fingers on it. I keep my fingers on it for a couple of seconds just to ensure I can definitely feel it being sucked into the back of the pen. You don't want to transfer too much grease from your hand onto the filament, because that does alter the way the filament melts. It alters exactly how your end result as well of your print. So the less you touch the filament, the better. Once you've given that time to come in, and once the nozzle has then started to melt it and you see it come out at the end, then you can start to draw. So first of all, what I'm going to do to test this theory, I'm going to make a very basic triangle. Basically, I'm not going to join it all up. I'm just going to create 3 lines, stick those lines together and see whether it can A, freestand, and B, whether it can hold its own weight, and C, whether or not the 3D printed joints actually hold the weight. So for that, create 3 lines, basically go up and down a few times, 2 or 3 times, just to create a bit of strength within that PLA. It's very quick drying. Once you've done that, then what we can do is take all the pieces up, and then we can slowly start to put 2 of them together in an upside down V shape, and then just put a tiny bit of PLA on the top, wait for that to go off, and add the 3rd bit at a slight angle, and then just before the PLA goes off that time, stand it up and pry open your shape just enough to make a basic triangle. At that point it should be freestanding enough for you to just let it go and for it to stand up on its own. Hopefully that is exactly what you've got. Now, based on that, what I want to start making some quite complex cubes. So quite literally, we can do this in 2D space, but it will take a very long time to go very slowly and to ensure you build the correct cube. Or, once again, using JD's method, you can cheat, which gives you a it gives you a very basic cube. Now for this, I have sped up this video, so it's not your eyes. I'm sorry if you can't catch exactly what's happening, but essentially I will describe to you what I'm doing. So a cube itself is made up of 1 square, 4 standing areas, and then another square on top of that. So essentially what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create 4 lines in the same method as we did for the triangle, going over it 2 or 3 times just to create some strength within those supports. Then, using a spatula, once you've created all 4, get those 4 parts up, create a square, make sure your parts are roughly the same size, roughly the same length. If they're not, just trim them down using a scalpel, be very careful. And then you can start then using the 3D pen to join them all together, just to melt some joints in the same way that we did with the triangle. Essentially, it's plastic weld. So you just want to weld those plastic bits together. Once you've got yourself a square, create 4 more strands. Those are going to be for your central supports, and then stick them on. And then from that point, then create another 4, and then create a cube, and then stick that cube on top of those supports. So stick that square, on top of that supports. That then gives you a cube. From that point then, you can just leave it dry and you will have yourself a full cube structure. And it is quite hard, it is quite sturdy. Obviously you can't stand on it, but there is enough there for you to put a little bit of weight behind it to feel exactly how strong this is. Now, This demonstration obviously is quite rushed. I have done a very, very delicate operation in so much that it's taken me 3 hours to make a cube, and the end result of that is that I have a really strong, really, really firm cube that I can actually put some weight onto, and it's from that I'm going to make something else, which I'm going to show you quite soon. So there we have it. That is just two very, very simple ways to make two very, very simple objects, just to get you starting and just to get you thinking a little bit in 3D using a 3D pen. Now, this video will play on for about another 5 or 6 minutes and just go through every single thing that I have said. If you want to see exactly how I do it, I have sped it up, but I have also got a slowed down full version, which you can find if you want to watch it all and see how every bit of painstaking part goes together, which is about 28 to 35 minutes long. You will find that link in the description should you want to see exactly how that goes. Now, I hope you enjoy your 3D pen. I am going to be doing more of these tutorials, and hopefully as time goes on they're going to be getting a bit more complex, and I'm going to start to be able to draw a little bit more than just cubes and triangles. But as a very, very basic start, this you can't go far wrong in, because at least as soon as you get your pen you can start to draw something immediately, and it'll bring a bit of delight to everybody's face to see exactly what it is that you're capable of doing. Alright my friends, well I hope that has been of some use. Please continue to watch, and as I've said, if you want to see the full uncut real-time version, you'll find the link in the description of this video that will take you directly to that video. Alright my friends, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time my friends, happy printing.